been in the game long enough now, and it's been a poor week for us. Losing Monday, and when you lose, because I didn't think I didn't think we deserved to lose on Monday. If we take our chances, we win the game, and you have to bounce back and show what a good team you are. We didn't do that. Not only did we not do that, but perform poorly. So, you can either escalate something and make it a real problem, or you can, dust it down and go, right, I've been in football long enough to say it's been a poor week. And within another week, we can turn things around. And that's what we've got to do. Simple for me that we go to Spennymoor, who are doing well, and I know again quite a lot of the players, and they're a decent side, and a tight little ground, and we've got to go there and respond and start this other week that I'm talking about to put us back up the league, put some more points on the table, and put the week that we've just had behind us.
What do you say to your players at a time like this, when they'll know they haven't played up to their expectations, shall I say, in the last couple of games, to try and relieve a little bit of that pressure off their shoulders so that they're able to tomorrow night?
Well, as always, I have to be the one that takes all the pressure, and they have to be the ones that go and perform. But as always, footballers are human beings like anybody else, and when you win games, your confidence goes high. When you don't, then you're not so confident. But we've got a lot of experienced players in the squad. So, with that experience, with what they've been through, because they'd have been through something like this before, and that's what experience is all about, that you expect them to respond to it. So, again, I keep using the word simple, I know, but as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned, that the players that are out there that are, if you went through the side, that have experienced a lot of league football, a lot of football at this level as well, that they can just get on with the jobs and bounce back, and that's what it's got to be. It's not making issues out of what's happened. We've had a poor week, a decent result at Southport. So a poor week, as in at home Monday where we should have won, and a poor result at Chorley which just escalates because we lost on Monday. So we'll get over that. And bounce back with an away game tomorrow night and then 2 home games.
Yeah, before the last week, everything was pretty positive around the club. Now it seems to be really negative. But you're right, you've got 2 games this week. Do you think it can be switched again with 2 wins?
Well, I don't really negative. I understand negative.
I'm talking mainly from the fan base.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Negative, as in the fans are not going to be too happy the fact that we've lost the last couple of games, and we've lost to ground by about 3 points or something to the teams that are sitting at the top there at the moment. But like I'm saying, we've got to go in the next week and turn that round, and there's 9 points at stake, and we've got to go and try and get 9. And if we get 9 points, then we could be back to a scenario where we're only a few points behind the ones at the top, and we're sitting back in the top 7. And getting ourselves back up there, but we've got to do that. I'm just talking, aren't I? My players have got to go and do that. We're missing Simon Heslop tomorrow night, which we don't need. We're missing Adriano Moke, and there's no doubt we've missed him since he's gone out the side. There's no two ways about that. So there's 2 midfielders there, so it's created us a little bit of an issue in the middle of the park to be able to put that right. So, but we have to, and we have to adjust and put a team out there that's capable of going to win at Spennymoor tomorrow.
And you've tried a couple of different combinations in the midfield in the last couple of games because of the Moke injury and the sending off. Does Theo Wharton now, is the time ready for him to have a start, do you think, maybe?
Well, I hope so. I've had a chat with Theo, and it's it might be time for him to step in there. He knows I've been looking for a bit more from him in training wise, and seeing a little bit more. So it might be. It might just be. Sometimes things are forced on you, and sometimes they're things that are forced on your work. you know, he's a good lad. Don't get me wrong. You know, he works hard. But I'm just looking for him to step up and show me what I brought him here for, which I know what he's capable of. So it might be the start tomorrow night.
Yeah, I have to say I've seen very little of Theo Wharton, but when I was down at Oakham that night for the friendly, the fans there we talked to said they thought the best player so far in pre-season had been Theo Wharton. So the fans have been impressed with what they've seen, the little bits that they've seen.
Yeah, I know, but you know, like I said to a few, you can't get carried away with pre-season too much, and you know, I had one player say, "Well, I done well at Oakham. Well, you know, I need a new hip in November, and I could have done well at Oakham." Do you know, it was one of those games. So we're not going to get carried away with with you know 2 or 3 pre-season games. It's when it comes to the real stuff, you look for the real men, and you look for the ones that can do the job for real. And at the moment, you know, we've had a couple of games. No, I think Saturday, and I think Saturday's the only game we deserve to lose. I think out of all the other games, I don't think we deserve to lose the games, and you know, so that's not a totally bad thing. It's come back to bite us on Monday. It come back to bite us, you know, other games when we haven't taken our chances. And you know, and it can be as simple as that at times. But when you don't win, it just starts to escalate, and you know the rumblings from the fans, and you know, like the word you use, negativity around, starts to happen. That's natural. It's how you handle that. I try not to make an issue out of it, and try and turn it round the other way, and try and be positive, and say, look, we've had a poor week. It's happened to us many times, and we have to respond and turn that round.
Do you think it's expectation that maybe not problems, maybe not the right word, but people keep getting in touch with us on a Saturday, on a Tuesday night, saying we've played 8 part-time teams. York City, everyone perceives to have a much bigger budget than these teams. They should be easily beating them, but that's never going to be the case, is it?
No, absolutely not. And you know, yes, there might be part-time teams, but I've said this before. Yes, we're full-time, and yes, our budget will be bigger than you know most of the teams in that league. But there are some big budgets in there, not just our own for that league. And you know, yes, and also there is the scenario of when teams come up against York City, then they up the game, and so when they up the game, you know, not only have we got to up ours as well, but we've got to show that you know we can live with that, and you know, so there is that side of it as well, and you know, we've played 8 games. It's not the end of the world where we are. I'd rather not be there. I'd rather have a few more points. Of course, I would. But you know, the next three games for me are going to tell me a lot, and you know, we're going to a tough game at Spennymoor, and again, Spennymoor, you know, not too long ago they were 2 leagues below us. Now they're above us in the league, and that's what football is, and you know, they'll be absolutely buzzing that they're above York City Football Club, and absolutely buzzing that they're playing us tomorrow night to beat us, and you know, we've got to stand up to that, and as a football club, we've got to start showing what we're capable of. And you know, I've spoken to you many times already with these interviews about the mental side of it. So that mental side of it, of the expectation, and you know, everybody's cup final when they play us and stuff. I don't want to talk about budgets, because you know, that's when people start saying to me, you know, people don't know what budgets people are on anyway. So for me, that's irrelevant, and it's something that you know, I don't like to talk about, because it's about players, and it's about my players now with me as their manager to step up and be counted.
And you briefly mentioned it. They've got a few players that were with you at Gateshead. You know all about Spennymoor.
Yeah, well, I know. Yeah, I know quite a few players there at Spennymoor, and you know, they're doing well, and it doesn't surprise me that they're doing well. You know, because they've got some good players. I think they've inherited some good players at a good time that's got them out of the league the league below, and they've kept the majority because they are good players. And good characters, you know, and I've said this before about them in the northeast. You know, for me they're a different breed, and it's probably as we speak, you know, every northeast side at the moment are above us in the league. So we've got to go now, like I've said, and show what we're capable of, and show what we're all about, and bounce back from what's been a poor week.
I've never been to Spennymoor, but I'm reliably informed the ground's on quite a bit of a slope. If that's the case, do you have to maybe change your tactics depending on whether you're going down the slope or up the slope, or does it not come into your thinking really?
No, you know, again, it's not a horrendous slope, you know, but I've only been there once myself, and when I was at Gateshead, so you know, a ground is what it is. We saw a different ground on Saturday. You certainly did. You know, I had a little chuckle when I saw you. I was hoping it was going to rain, but it didn't.
I'm glad we were there in September and not February.
So you know, so you're experiencing things, you know, and I don't know what your mental attitude was when you were asked to sit in the grass and all that sort of stuff, and how you felt about it, or whether you didn't know, oh, what am I doing sitting here? I don't know, you know, but it's all part and parcel of where we found ourselves and where we've got ourselves, and you know, the pitch at Chorley, you know, I wasn't going to mention anything, but the pitch wasn't good at Chorley. It was, you know, it wasn't a game for playing football on, and you know, and it wasn't a good spectacle for football. And as poor as we were on Saturday, I honestly believe, you know, that at least we come away with a 0-0 if we don't make mistakes. And Hamza's made an horrendous mistake for the first goal, and then I think Pars is messed up with it as well. And so 2 poor goals in a very poor game. You know, when it's going to be a poor game, because it's never going to be a good game on that pitch. You know, and it's you just got to make sure you cut out silly mistakes, and we made silly mistakes, as well as playing poorly on Saturday. That has cost us, you know, getting anything out of the game.